Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, fantabulous, and mystical day. It's your favorite disembodied head here, Mystic Fox 4, aka Emmanuel Aguilar. And on today's episode of Study With Me, we're going to be drawing a Gammainkk again. I really like her hair, so she always has really nice hair, and, I just enjoy it. And she has really good lighting skills, too, when she takes her photos for the Instagrams. The Instagrams. All right, guys. So, on this episode, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about just the process of learning this type of painting. So, there's a few different types of painting also that I'd like to mention. One of them would be basically the the wash method, which is more of a like a layering system where you put one color over the other and essentially would build up and make a complex color. And it looks really nice. But I've noticed, for me at least, when I just do flats, later on when I'm doing flats, I'll let you know if I record audio that long, because this is pre-recorded and because I can't paint and think at the same time. If that makes sense. Right now we're in the sketching phase. But yeah, so I'll let you know when we get to the actual painting phase, the flats, what they look like. It's essentially just one color, and then it's no opacity, and then it's all the way. You just boom go, and you just drop your main colors where the values change, and that's it. And then you blend them, and yeah, you're basically done. And then you can just do touch up afterwards, like over paint. All right, so right now we're doing the sketching phase. The sketching phase wasn't actually that hard this time. As you can see on the picture on the left-hand side, I actually did put a guide on her face so that I could get more or less the measurements. Although I did move them a little bit in the actual drawing just because I was I wanted it to be turned just a little bit more, even though it was kind of more of a study, because I'm a baddie. And I decided for this study in particular to test my skills at color picking without color picking. So basically what that means is I would do the painting as closely as I possibly could, only using the colors that I was picking via my eyes. And this method of studying is not a method that I recommend doing on a frequent basis, but you generally could do this study a lot faster by just picking the color you think it is, color picking the color, and putting them side by side and seeing how close they are to each other, or just checking them on the scale that you see me pull up every once in a while where the color picker is. So that's a method of studying, and that's what I'm focusing on in this study. I'm using it in a more applicable sense because I've noticed that when I just kind of do the study, where I just color pick, it's okay, but it's because it's not applied, I don't grasp it as well. So I decided, let me find a pretty picture to paint, and I'm gonna try to learn this. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm trying to do in the study. So there's I'm in the flat stage on my end. I'm at 3 minutes and 40 something seconds. I know it's a little bit different on the audio, but you can see that I'm just picking the color and just laying it in. There's no opacity to it. And if you don't know, opacity is basically see-through, how see-through the color is. So if you think about watercolors are very see-through in most cases if you put a lot of water on them. So that's essentially what I'm doing is or essentially what I'm not doing, because I'm not putting water on them. I'm just putting them flat. So think more like gouache with no water. It's thick. Thick. And so yeah, so I'm just going ahead and laying in the colors that I think they are. Granted, the necklace is a lot lighter now that I look at it, but I think at the time, because I was looking at it for such a long period of time, I started to dwindle on is this right? It looks right. I think it's right. When you stare at something for so long and you're just this is basically 100% accurate. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so that's me 90% of the time when I'm painting stuff, especially because I paint for long periods of time. I have been getting into a better habit of taking more breaks, though. So if you don't know, take breaks because it resets your eyes. So here in the stage that I'm currently at, I'm around the 5 minute and 8 mark. I'm actually doing the colors on the hair, and I'm like bouncing between the mouth, the face, and the hair. So at this stage, basically what I'm doing, like what my brain's thinking, is I'm just kind of bouncing and correcting issues that I see. So I step back and I can see it as a whole. And there are a lot of little mistakes here and there that I can see now, looking back on it. But that's why I do these, because it kind of helps me deduce what I could do better, or what I'm doing right. And so that's one thing that's a really big benefit of watching your own recordings of your painting. And all of this painting is on one layer except the background. So eventually I will merge the sketch and the painting so that I could just do an overpaint and paint over the entire thing. And yeah, it was really nice study. I think the image came out okay. It didn't come out like picture perfect to the actual study of the image, just because, you know, I didn't use as many reds, and I didn't do a wash of red like the image has in the skin tone. So if you don't know, basically the skin reflects whatever light or whatever color that it has under it, and because we have blood and her skin tone is very light, it kind of seeps through a little bit. But in my image, because I was doing that type of method of painting where it's not a wash, it's just like very solid color, it wasn't going to translate. And I knew that going in, but, you know, me just being stubborn, I wanted to do the study anyways, because, you know, I think I'm good sometimes. I'm just kidding. I don't. All right. Well, I'm going to let the video play, and hope you guys found this insightful. If you did, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, or who I should draw in the next study with me. Just you know, stay cool, guys. All right, guys, with that being said, make sure you leave a like and share with a friend. All right, guys, as always, just remember to stay mystical. Boop.
For the rest of your lives, no matter how much it hurts you, no matter how much it destroys our children's futures, we're gonna do whatever Rick wants, whenever he wants. Yes! Why?
Because I don't want him to leave again, you dumb asshole!
Ice cream.
You want me to come with?
I'll be okay. Bye, Morty.
Rick, I can handle it if you go, but you break Mom's heart, and I won't forgive you for that.
Sorry, I'm not good at goodbyes. I'm drunk, so, you know, it looks like I'm never gonna see you again.